Okay, so hello, girls, again. Hello, Sol. It's a pleasure to have you here again, and my classmates as well. For today's session, we have to, we have to prepare a presentation in Canva about the touristic places, and now we're going to share it and ask questions about it. My classmates and me have prepared six places in order you can choose to one of them, and um, the same for you. You have to show us the places, and we choose one. Okay? Okay. So you want me to start? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Today I'm going to talk about two popular tourist places in Ecuador, um, Baños de Agua Santa and Quito, the capital city of my country, okay? I will talk about famous places to visit, transportation, local experiences, benefits of tourism. I don't know how to say that, and cautions for visitors. So let's get started. Okay. First, Baños de Agua Santa is one of the most famous tourist destinations in Ecuador, especially for nature and adventure lovers. Some popular places to visit is El Pailón del Diablo, which is like a big um, waterfall, and people are able to walk a path and then go down these stairs and take photos from here. It's a bit dangerous because there is no safety nets or something, so if you're not cautious, you can fall down. So you have to be careful with that. Um, what else? We have La Casa del Árbol, which is such a big, I don't know how to say columpio, but it's like a columpio um, in a high mountain. So you're able to have beautiful views of the city. And we also have El Vuelo del Cóndor. This is a video of mine in on my last vacations. So I'm gonna present it. It's like a big columpio as well, but it's higher than this. And you feel like you're falling, so it's so exciting to be there. Over here we have the sign of Baños, and this is an important church of there. And inside of it, there are like a museum where you can know about Baños de Agua Santa culture and about the religion of people there. Well, what else? About local experiences that you can have in Baños de Agua Santa, um, visitors can practice adventure sports like I think this is rafting and this is ziplining or something like that. And there are also thermal baths and viewpoints where you can take photos and appreciate the nature and the big mountains. And there are a lot of options there, and you can choose like a tour guide in order to bring you to all of these places. What else? About local transportation in Baños is so affordable and easy to use because tourists take local buses for around 30 to 50 cents. Um, there are also taxis for short distances that usually cost between $1 or $2 or $3. You can also rent bikes to explore the area for about $5 to $10 a day. And there is an interesting option which is called Chivas. It's like a bus, but it doesn't have the la parte de arriba. I don't know how to say that. And the traditional Chiva tour usually costs between $3 or $5. Then tourism have many positive effects in Baños. It supports local business, such as hotels, restaurants, tour agencies, and small shops, because visitors spend money on services and products. It also create jobs for local people, as I said before, like guides, um, shop assistants, and stuff like that. Um, it is especially in transportation, tourism activities, and hospitality, I would say. And in addition, tourism helps promote Ecuadorian culture, traditions, and local gastronomy. In Baños, you can find sweets like melcochas. They are very delicious. And then we have possible problems and cautions that you have to take into account when you go to Baños. Um, there are some things that tourists should be careful. For example, during holidays and peak seasons, Baños can become very crowded, which may cause traffic and noise. And a fun fact is that Baños streets are very narrow, so uh, you have only one line of cars, which produces traffic jams. Well, if you're a tourist, you can also um, try to participate in a safe, adventurous sport because you are also in risk if there are not security enough. And you also have to protect your belongings, especially in busy areas, because there are always people that are very careful with what you're bringing. Then I'm gonna present about Quito. It is the capital of my country, and some popular places to visit in Quito is, for example, the historic center, which has a beautiful colonial architecture. We also have a Mitad del Mundo, where visitors can stand on the Ecuador and it's the middle of the world, so it's very famous and a lot of tourists visit there. We also have El Teleférico. I don't know how to say that in English, but it offers incredible views of the city. It's like a way of transportation, but it's not so usual. It's like a tourist attractions, I would say, not like a normal transportation. There are also a lot of local, I know, a lot of local experiences that you can have in Quito. Um, for example, tourists can walk through colonial streets. This is called La Ronda, and it's such a beautiful place to be because you feel like in a movie, and it's so incredible. And in La Ronda, you can find well, it's a photo of mine with my boyfriend, but you can find a big empanada. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's such a big empanada, like this size. You have to eat it almost with other person because you cannot eat it by yourself. What else? Well, you can visit, I don't know, like museums that are surrounding the city, in the middle of the city, particularly. There are a lot of museums with paints, with this kind of things, and they are so interesting because you know about the history of the city. You can also buy a lot of souvenirs, traditional souvenirs here, that are affordable for tourists. And then about you have to be careful with local transportation because Quito is bigger than Baños de Agua Santa. So there is a metro option, which costs 45 cents. Then we have buses. It costs 35 cents. And you have the last option, which is taxis, and it can goes from $2 to $10. What else? Um, when when it comes to benefits for tourism, we can find incomes for communities because you're you are supporting local economy, cultural preservation because you involve in Ecuadorian culture, and it 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 becomes more international, visible, not just in Ecuador, but also in other countries. And about possible problems and cautions that you have to take into account is also that in holidays or summer, could be crowded, uh, touristic places, and traffic congestion or traffic jams are the main problem of this city because there are a lot of cars. And in my country, we apply something called pico y placa, which allows some cars to go in the city and others are not allowed to road in the city. Another important problem is pollution because, as I said before, it's the capital of my country and it has a lot of factories and garbage and stuff like that. So the air is not that clean. And finally, uh, altitude adjustment. It's so known that Quito is one of the highest cities in the world. So if you travel to there, you can experience something called mal de altura. And it's so annoying because your ears become like tapadas, like closed, and you feel bad. So you have to take that into account. And yeah, that's it for me. What do you think about it, Sol?
I think that Quito is really big and beautiful. Um, and aguas calientes was good, looks good.
Oh, Baños de Agua Santa.
Baños de agua santa. Yes.
Okay, let's go with other Ecuadorian places. So now, are you there? Could you share your screen?
Okay, let me share my screen. Wait a minute. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, I
Yes.
can.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk about two another important tourist destinations in Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands and Cotopaxi National Park. First, isl- the Galapagos Islands are one of the most famous tourist destinations in the world. They are very important because they have unique species that cannot be found anywhere else. And they are symbol of ecological tourism in Ecuador. So, okay, sorry. Over there are some images about the landscapes, about the tortoise, animals from the Galapagos. So, I continue. To get there, tourists usually travel by plane from Quito or Guayaquil. The flight costs between 200 and $500. Also, visitors need to pay a transit control card that costs $20 and an entrance fee of $100 for people from abroad. This is the transit control card. Okay, the local transportation for the tourists can use taxis, which cost between $1 with 50 cents and $5, or the bus to travel between islands, which goes around 25 to $35. There are also guided tours that goes between 50 and $150. Okay. In the Galapagos, tourists can have amazing experiences like diving, watching giant tortoises, and walking on volcanic beaches. Like this. Okay. Tourism brings many benefits, such as creating jobs for local people, supporting conservation, and helping local communities. However, there are also some problems. Tourists can damage the environment if people do not follow the rules. For example, visitors are not allowed to touch the animals, or visitors leave trash in the in this in these places. Okay. Now I will talk about the Cotopaxi National Park. This place is very important for tourists because it is one of the most famous volcanoes in South America, and it is ideal for adventure tourism. It is also very close to Quito, the capital for my country. And to get there, tourists can take a bus from Quito to Machachi, which costs between $2 and $3, and they take a taxi costs between 10 and $20. Another option is to take a tour, which costs 40 or $100. It depends. Inside the park, transportation includes private cars, guided tours, or walking. Tourists can enjoy many activities such as hiking, that is, visiting the Limpio Pungo Lagoon, the horseback riding, and taking photos for of the landscapes from here. They can also see the volcano Cotopaxi, which is one of the highest active volcanoes in the world. Tourism in this area helps local communities, okay, promotes nature tourism and creates envir I don't know, I forget. Mm, the
Like environment?
yes,
Okay.
yes, thanks. Um, However, there are also some precautions. Visitors may experience altitude sickness. The weather can be very cold and unpredictable, and there is a risk of environmental damage if people are not careful. In conclusion, both destinations are very important for tourists in Ecuador. They offer unique experiences, but it is important to be a responsible tourist, respect nature, and follow the rules. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, now thank you. You have chosen two of the most interesting places in Ecuador. Galapagos is so unique, and Cotopaxi as well. It's such a great experience being there. So, Sol, what do you think about those places?
For me, I like more Cotopaxi volcano because I like do hiking and the nature. So for me, it's more excited the volcan Cotopaxi. Cotopaxi.
Okay, nice. Now, Belinda, could you share your screen?
Yes. Wait.
Okay, but before we start with Belinda's presentation, um, Zoom said that we have only 10 minutes to end this meeting. So we're going to say to do the same as before, okay? So we finish with Belinda's presentation and then we start with Sol's presentation, okay? Now go ahead, Belinda.
Sorry if it's too loud here. I'm going to present just unit of wait, okay. Yasuni National Park. Okay. Eh, this national park is in Orellana and Pastaza provinces that are Amazonic. I don't know how to say, but it's kind of the jungle, kind of, not at all. Here, you can go scouting for pink river dolphins, caimans, and hundreds of bird species from traditional canoes. And, and also living with Quichua or Guarani communities to learn about ancestral medicine and sustainable hunting. To get there, you can go two ways, like by air, and that is the fastest. You can go there in around 40 minutes, and there are daily flights from the capital, from Quito. So you can go from Quito to Coca. And also by land, you can go by bus. That is uh, cheaper because it only costs $10 to $15, but the trip is really long. It's around 7 to 8 hours. And to access to the river, there's a lot of ways you can go by, but I really prefer the tours because the people in the tours know the best way to go, and also they explain a lot of things, and it's also safe, but it's also a bit expensive. And the public river transportations are speedboats, and they're really really cheap and really fast also. Oh, and the flight to to the national park, it's $172 to go and to get back. There are some pictures of the national park, and there are some species that are really cute there. And I also choose the Sun Temple Museum because I really enjoy going to museums, so I have to put it this one. That is, this one is especially for an Ecuadorian artist that is called Cristobal Ortega, and it's It's also near the middle of the world in Quito, so it's kind of easy to get there. You can go in by bus, that is around 35 cents in public bus, or you can go by Uber or in Drive, that it maybe cost you 12 to $18. And here are some activities that you can do more than just watch the museum, is that you can go to energy cleansing rituals using native plants and the healing sounds of singing bowls. And also you can watch Master Cristobal Ortega performs his famous finger painting technique. That is this man. As I put it, the challenge and cautions here for Yasuni, it's the humid and rainy because it's like a really big river, so there's a lot of insects and water also. So you have to bring waterproof gear and high quality insect repellent. And also for the Amazon, a yellow fever vaccination is highly recommended, and mostly is super required thing you have to have. And for the Sun Temple, that it's also the high altitude, so there's a lot of people that drink coca tea, and you also have to bring your really big bottle of water to stay hydrated. And also, it's important that in bus terminals or public transport, always keep your bags in front of you because there's a lot of people that like to take your things, even if it's nothing special, but there's a lot of, I don't know how to say ladrón, pero ladrones.
Like robbers or thieves
Yeah.
or pickpockets, something like that. Like when they stole your your pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all.
Okay, Belinda. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was so great. So, what do you think of that, Sol?
The temple, El Templo del Sol, I think, uh, sounds good and have a lot of history and it's good.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna finish this meeting and then I'm going to send you the meeting. So be careful with that. Thank you. I'll see you in some minutes. Okay, so I started recorded again. Hello everyone again. This is the other part of our meeting. And yeah, so are you there?
Mm. Yes, yes. So one moment,
Okay.
please.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay. You can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm, okay. Popular places. We choose three popular places. That the first is Cancun. This is in Quintana Roo. It's like this. Okay, first let's head to the Caribbean coast. Cancun is the ultimate tropical paradise. Okay, first in the transport, the best way to move in the move is in the hotel, bus, or in the taxi, but the taxi cobran muy caro, so the best way is in by the public bus. For longer trips, the Tren Maya is now the best option for the connect with the rest of the region. And in food, you need try to marquesitas. That is like a crepe, but tostada. I don't know how that they can say. And it's like a crispy and sweet or salad. And do you need try to eat fast seafood that like mariscos? Um, and what to do is a time to relax at the Playa Delfines or Isla Mujeres. That is the beautiful play in Cancun. And if you want adventure, you need visit Scarlet Park. That is a big part of adventure and have dolphins and I think that sharks too. Um, mm, and our other park is Ventura Park. That is a small park, but is good too. And yes, and the cost is I think for me is very expensive because it's in the cost. So in this place they doesn't accept the Mexican money that like a peso mexicano. So they manejan dollars. So it's expensive. Um, my second place is Mexico City. That is the downtown the old Mexico is like this. Mm, okay, this is the heart of the country. That is Mexico City. Is one of the largest and most exciting cities in the world. The transport, the metro is very fast, but you can also take the cable bus for amazing views from the sky. That also this is public, but for me, I think that the transporte público is safe, so you can you can go you can go safe. And food. Here in Mexico City, you can try all the things that Mexican. So like pozole, tacos al pastor, that all all of these are really good. And what do you do here? You can explore the Zócalo and the Frida Kahlo Museum. That Frida Kahlo, I don't know if you know, but Frida Kahlo is very famous in Mexico and um mm, is a symbol. So for a unique experience, you need go to Lucha Libre. That here in Mexico is it's very famous. That the Lucha Libre. This is a Mexican wrestling. or ride a colorful boat in the Xochimilco canals. That is a canoas with a very, very, very colorful. And the third place is Oaxaca. That is a colorful estado. So mm, you need visit Oaxaca, the soul of Mexican tradition and gastronomy. Here in Oaxaca is the best gastronomy in Mexico. So the city, in transport, the city center is very welcomable, but you can take a mototaxi that is a little, that is a little like a little car, but with windows, but big windows. I don't know if you know, but the mototaxi is so cheap and is safe, so it's good for transport. And other transport that you can take is a colectivo. This is so cheap. Maybe you pay a $1 for the transport like a colectivo, and you can visit nearby towns. So the food, Oaxaca is famous for the mole and tlayudas. And if you are brave, you must try chapulines. That is a how how can I say in the first meeting that is a grasshoppers, chapulines are chicatanas that taste so good. So maybe sound scared, but tastes good. In Oaxaca, you can visit the Asian roots of Montalban. That Montalban Monte Alban is one of the most biggest tree in the world. So is is really big. And you can also see the Árbol del Tule, that is the the big tree. And you can visit workshop to see how alebrijes that that are like mm, juguetes hechos con madera and muy coloridos. And I don't know if you see the Coco movie. So it's like a Coco movie. And in the Dia de Muertos is so famous that you can visit Oaxaca City, because here you can you can see all the typical things that we do in Oaxaca. And other things that you can do here was the beaches, that really the beaches are so beautiful. So uh, so I think that is all. Yes. So local experience. Here you can eat tacos, tamales, moles, tlayudas, and in the market you can see has main products like alebrijes, chamarras, abrigos, and the most important festival is Dia de los Muertos, and you can see music and traditions like music like mariachi. And problems. You can take care of belongings, traffic in big cities, principally in Mexico City, and safety in some areas, and respect culture. Um, and it's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sol, for presenting these interesting places in Mexico. They all sound so interesting and beautiful as well. And yeah, which I most which I liked the most was Cancun. Was it the first one, right? Yeah, Cancun. And what about you, Belinda? Which of these did you like it?
I also like Cancun.
And you know?
I'd like Cancun too.
Okay, I think we all are going to choose Cancun for our project. And now, Sol, we would like to know which of the places that we presented do you like to be in in the project? I would like to be I how can I say that? Oh, se fue la Sol. Qué vaina. Y ahora, chicas, voy a escribirle.
Sorry, I have a problem.
Okay, don't worry. I was saying that we choose Cancun for our project, and now we would like to know which of the places that we presented um, do you like to choose?
The volcán Chiapas. What is
Mm,
the name on the volcán?
Cotopaxi.
Cotopaxi, yes.
Okay. Um, Maybe you can ask your other classmates,
Yes.
Estrella and Camila,
Yes.
right? Okay. If they like it too. We can share our presentations on the WhatsApp group and they can check
Yes.
it and then tell us which one did you choose.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay. Something else that I have to say is that we have to create a drive where we can put information about those places. So
Okay.
Cancun and the place of Ecuador that you are going to select.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, chicas, estén pendientes de la actividad de la próxima semana. Y yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Sol. Bye, girl.
Bye.
Bye.